Hi guys, welcome back. It's been a while since I've last done a video. Couple of reasons for that. Thought we was moving house, so the tank was in a bit of a tricky situ whether I was going to be keeping it or getting rid of it. So I've just been sort of leaving it to its own devices, feeding every couple of days, and then just topping up when required because my auto top off has bust again. Um, just started doing a bit of work on the tank, pulling off some horrible algae that we've got. Um, you can really see it. It's not really sure what it is. It's growing in tufts, quite greeny brown. I'm not sure whether it is just bryopsis or green hair algae, but it's coming off quite easy, so I'm not too fussed. And just when I was doing that, I thought, oh, I might as well go and grab the camera. Grab my phone, bring you guys along with me. So, green kidney tree, as always with most ladders, starting to take over. There was a big bit there in the middle. I've just put it over here. That's the bit that mainly I see bubbling up and dropping bits off. So I'm going to list that later on Facebook or something like that, see if anybody wants it. I also need to get this frag off my clam because that's not going to be doing the clam any favours. And I also need to address these zoas. They are doing my head in. I did have, you can see a different zoa a little bit further in there. I don't know which one it is. I had a few different types of zoas on here. These teal blue just taking over. I had my acan just on that space in the middle, if you can see. I've just had to move it down here, and that's got zoas growing on it. It wasn't opening right, wasn't enjoying life where it was. Well, it was until the zoas have started overtaking it. So that's that. Pulled this rock a little bit forward. I'm not happy with it. I might end up taking this. See the glare on there. I might end up taking this big rock out. Um, just for the simple factors, I like the GSP, and the GSP since I added that rock has been pushed underneath the main rock structure, and as you can see, it has started to die off. It also is contending with the mushrooms. Colours on that shroom are looking sweet. That's looking nice. Blasto is not looking too happy because they've just been flipped upside down. Have lost both Goniporas that were in the tank. You can see the skeleton of one down there. I think it was because of the flow. Wasn't getting enough flow. So I moved the other one. The other one, they were both next to each other, and that one is trying to hang on, but I'd say it's pretty much a goner. I'll never give up on it though. Never give up on any corals straight away. I always give them the benefit and see if I can nurse them back to life. Updates on the fish. Mandarin there, still doing really well. You know, people saying that you can't keep mandarins in a new setup. This tank was set up in December, maybe late November. I haven't added any pods to this tank for about 4 weeks. I'm gonna be adding some today, but he's obviously still doing okay. The coltang, blue-eye coltang, doing well. Not growing as fast as what I thought it would. Still will not touch nori. Put the nori in, the garlic scented stuff Not happy, don't want it. Did lose the engineer goby, don't know what happened there. He'd been in the system for a while, since I set this tank up, to be fair. I got him with both of the clowns, the black ice clowns. But yeah, he started. I noticed his tail starting to deteriorate, and then he got really fuzzy and white spots on him. Didn't look like ink, didn't look like velvet, but inevitably, I just didn't see him, and I've assumed that he's died and he's been picked off and eaten by all the crabs and snails and everything else that's in this tank, because I never saw the body. I also lost the male Anthea. Again, don't know what happened there, but as you can maybe see, this bottom one, I think that is the more dominant one. It's slightly bigger. I'm assuming he's going to be making the change. Colours are already starting to look a bit different, displaying that dorsal fin. He's getting the bit more length to his tail rather than the other one that's staying a bit smaller. So if we just end up with a pair, then we just end up with a pair. I'm not looking to expand on the Antheas. If anything, if I was going to take any fish out, it probably would be the Antheas. I think they're better in a big group. But when I got them, the guy was shutting his tank down, so I got them as part of a pretty good deal. Other than that, I think everything's doing generally okay. The black and white clowns, they have started to pick on some of my other clowns. There's one down there. I know clowns can be funny and stick to one sort of place in the tank anyway. But I've got two that usually just spend the time down there, and if they do venture out, them two will usually chase it back off. It is what it is. I think, until I see them really not leaving them alone and non-stop chasing them, I'll keep them in the tank. Bit of a top down. Haven't fed the fish. Haven't fed them today, or yesterday. But I need to address the Nims. They really are starting to take over. And I like Nims, don't get me wrong, I like them in the tank. I love to see my clowns dipping in and out of them. But there's getting far too many now. So originally the one that's down there, that one never ever really moved, always stayed on that rock, and all these have pretty much come from that one. So again, if anybody is local in the Midlands looking for some Nims, let me know. And then also, I'm probably going to start looking at fragging some zoas up. At some point, once I address some of the issues in the tank, because there is still far too many aptages, as you can see. Ocelopora are doing well. Montipora are doing well. The plating one is just dropping, it's attaching everywhere it's going, and I don't glue it down. So all it takes is one of the big hermits to come knock it off, and it's just leaving bits everywhere. But today's task will be trying to peel some of these off. I'm going to go and get a razor blade and see if I can scrape some of these off the rock. Scrape off the Kenya tree off of there, see what's happening with these mushrooms that are stuck on it as well. Change the carbon in the tank as well. Obviously messing about with the leathers and zoas and things like that, always just beneficial to change the carbon. And there's also a golden hammer under there, which I've had it glued on the rock a couple of times and it just keeps falling off. So I'm going to glue that somewhere. I might put it on here. It's pretty good flow there. So I'll put that on there, and hopefully that bit more light may encourage some more growth. It is a double head, but it's not really growing that much. This one was a double head as well, and I think this has got 4 now. Still on the smaller side, but see how we get on. Come back to that. That is a lovely shroom. My other shrooms aren't doing too good, to be fair. I've got the Florida Recordias down there, but the rock flower nem just annihilates everything in this corner. So again, not the best on my part. And the Lobo is hungry. I've not fed that Lobo well for about 4 or 5 weeks, and anybody that's kept Lobos knows that they do really benefit and like a feed. They tend not to get that much from the water column. So with them being quite a meaty LPS, they do benefit from that feeding. So I've had the pumps off for a while, so I'm going to get to it, and I'll probably pick the camera up afterwards and give you a quick show once I've done what I've done.